Have you ever been browsing Netflix or something, looking for something to watch, and you see one of those movies? The kinds of movies where you look at it and you ask, why the heck does this exist? The Adventures of Food Boy is one of those movies. The Adventures of Food Boy is a high school comedy starring Lucas Grabeel as Ezra Chase.
It was directed by Dane Cannon, written by Mark Magnum, and produced by these numbnuts: Mark Magnum, Sam Magnum, and Melissa Brady. What's with all the weapon names? Cannon, Magnum, I'm distracting myself. Let's just get to this tripe. So the movie starts out with everyone's favorite cliché. Cliché number 2587. Main character is late to school, followed by cliché number 853,958. Jerk teacher picks on main character. Yay!
First big problem with the movie. The movie's sound mixing is horrible. The dialogue volume's okay, but then the background music comes in and just blows out your eardrums with horrible early 2000s music.
Anyways, the movie starts off like any old high school movie. Predictable and boring. Oh boy. So Ezra heads home and we meet his dad and grandmother. And they proceed to eat frozen vegetables?
What is this? Is this frost?
They're French cut frozen green beans and carrots.
When Ezra questions it, his dad gets pissed.
Enough! Why don't you go to your room?
X gon' give it to you. Wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real.
So, you know how in most high school movies and TV shows, there's a place all the characters hang out, like a diner or something? Well, in this film, it's a golf course.
My grandma laughed.
I don't even. Anyway. So Ezra's quirk at the beginning of the film is that he can eat gross stuff, and that's pretty much it. That's his entire character. He's basically an empty vessel. Yeah. I'm getting some Joey's World Tour PTSD right now.
So the twist of this movie is that it's a coming-of-age story. Alright, I can get around this. Until it replaces all the problems with adolescence with, you guessed it, food. What kind of dimwit thought about putting in the least relatable thing to adolescent issues?
From here on forward, this movie goes from stupid to outright insane. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The main antagonist-ish character is giving a speech to the school to elect him for the most cliché high school trope ever, class president. Afterwards... Wait, what was that? Did he just say one of the most overused high school cliches ever? Can we get a replay on that?
High school football rules!
Yes, I knew it. The blank high school football rules cliche. Oh boy, this is gonna be one wild ride.
So we're like 20 minutes in, and already this movie is hurting us physically. This movie's like Huntington's disease. It starts out fine, but gets progressively worse and worse, and by the end, you'll become a vegetable. Much like the sufferers of Huntington's, I should add. Oh, my sweet baby Jesus. Ham down his sleeve.
I don't remember practicing that.
So, yeah, Ezra screws up his speech due to ham. So he rushes to the bathroom to clean himself up, and oh god, oh sweet, where is that more ham? And what is that bread? What? Okay, thank goodness it stopped. We can get back to the pot, and oh my god, is that mustard? Oh, mustard's everywhere. What? I bet that wasn't in the script.
So Ezra rushes home, and his grandma is just like, "Oh, is the food exploding out of your hands?" She says it so calmly. Why?
So, Ezra's suspended for getting mustard all over the place, and he spends this time training and talking about philosophy and Plato and this is boring. Oh jeez! Ah, the music's back! Ah! So Grandma gives Ezra a giant food book, and it's in Latin, and Ezra's just like...
Which would be really helpful if I was an ancient Roman.
So we get these stupid Family Guy-esque cutaways that show the history of the gift. And to be honest, we wouldn't be talking about this scene because it's stupid. Well, except for the guy that invents the sandwich. He just tears the bun open and jams the meat in. Oh, and the actor that plays as the servant trips on a bloody prop.
So Ezra comes back to school, and of course, everybody loves him. He also wins the class president election, but because he couldn't hold his meat, he becomes vice class president. Also, Ezra's being charged $100,000 for cleanup costs.
You got fined $10,000 to pay for the cleanup of that bathroom.
And Ezra's friend implies that he wants to kill the current class president so Ezra can take his place.
So if Garrett dies, do you become president?
Some more boring stuff happens. Ezra says he's going to do a magic trick at the pep rally. Moving on.
So you're probably thinking, wow! A kid that can shoot endless food from his hands? He's gonna be rich! Or solve world hunger! Ezra Trace will bring world peace! But the movie has some kind of lame excuse that if he tells anyone about the gift, his food will taste bad! Why doesn't he just not tell people where he gets the food? Heck! He gives his food to the people in the movie, and they don't question it! Nice cop-out, movie!
So, the pep rally goes on, and Ezra gives his meat to everyone. And they love it! Ezra also gets invited to a party, and we get to see the worst t-shirt ever! Burn it! We also get to see one of the actors sneak a peek at the female lead's butt twice in a row.
What's that,
So the next day, Ezra and his friend are at the golf course again, and we finally meet their coach. But Ezra cannot contain his meat again, and he gets kicked out. Next!
So Ezra's grandma takes him to an abandoned warehouse at like 4 in the morning, and Ezra's just like, yeah, right, Grandma, I'm totally fine with this. And some fancy Food Network chef's there, and Ezra does some more training, and the chef makes the best oatmeal on this side of the equator.
So Ezra's doing some food magic at the school's talent show, and oh man, Ezra gets all of his friends wet. So Ezra's all sad for the next little bit, and we're treated to the best scene in the entire movie. Ezra goes to get some milk and... marvelous.
So like any typical high school movie, Ezra's gotta step his game up. He goes to class early, he makes amends with his friends. Yay. Looks like we're missing 2 cliches to finish this movie. Oh, there's cliche 8754, the food fight! Oh, isn't this marvelous? And we finally get to the end of this dang movie, and we get to see the final cliche number 12, getting the girl.
Okay, so I was kidding. Not really.
So that was Food Boy, a complete waste of time. When the movie wasn't trying to be funny, it was being boring, and I think it truly does deserve the 32% it got in Rotten Tomatoes. Let's hear Royce's thoughts on the movie. Royce?
conclusion, not recommended.
Also, while watching the credits, we noticed this. This motion picture is a work of fiction, yada yada yada. However, if you know anyone who has a power, gift, or ability similar to the character Ezra Chase in this motion picture, we ask that you please contact the producers of this motion picture. Huh.